Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are really digging into something legendary. Geography, genetics, a bit of genius maybe. We're talking about the genesis of OG Kush.
That's right. We're going to trace how this one specific genetic cut, starting out super small scale in LA, just exploded, became this huge cultural thing, reshaped the whole cannabis economy, really.
Yeah, and our mission today, using the sources we've got, is to track that exact path. We're focusing a lot on Josh Del Rosso, right? Josh D.
Exactly. He's central, known as the keeper of the cut, because, he didn't just grow it. He protected that specific lineage. He safeguarded it.
Okay, let's really unpack this then, because it's a massive influence we're talking about, lasting influence. But the start, incredibly small, like hidden. How does a literal trapdoor closet setup become this engine that turns LA, which was mostly a consumer market, into the absolute center for high-priced, top-shelf indoor flower?
Well, that's the paradox, isn't it? That's where the story gets really interesting.
Okay, so let's lay the groundwork first. Josh Del Rosso, he starts out over in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But the big move is west to Los Angeles, 1987. He was only 14.
Yeah, young.
And by 17, he's already, deep in it, building connections, moving product.
He saw the opportunity there. LA wasn't just, a place to hang out. It was a place to do business, scale things up fast, but also kind of quietly.
That context is key, isn't it? LA itself.
Totally. It was the perfect soil for this. You compare it to Humboldt or Mendo up north. That was all outdoor, big farms, kind of visible.
Yeah.
LA gave you anonymity and density, a huge built-in market ready for something new, something premium.
Right. Perfect for a controlled, high-value indoor thing to start.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the mid-90s, this trapdoor closet era, as the sources call it. Josh and his partner, Matt Bubba Berger, they shared this first spot in LA. And we're not talking warehouses here. Tiny hidden spaces.
Yeah, like specifically this closet with a trapdoor, they lined it with lights. Totally. Small, super discreet, high risk, obviously. But Josh already had the network, so anything they produced, gone. Instantly.
Okay, then comes the moment. 1996. The Florida gift. This sounds pivotal.
Oh, it's the pivot. Bubba goes back to Florida, brings back a bunch of clones, these little cuttings. And what often happens, especially back then, most of them just die during transport. They're fragile. But one, just one, survived. And not just survived, it absolutely thrived in their specific LA room, their setup.
Yeah.
And that survivor became OG Kush.
So this legendary strain, known everywhere now, it basically came from one lucky clone that just happened to like their closet.
Pretty much. And the sources are clear. Visually, it wasn't anything special. Not the biggest buds, not the most colorful.
Yeah.
Ordinary looking.
Huh.
But the reaction, immediate. Everyone who tried it just went crazy. That smell, that potency, it was like nothing else available in LA at the time.
Okay, so instant appeal like that.
Yeah.
That creates a new problem, right? How do you protect this thing, this unique product that everyone wants, once it starts selling for more money? How do you stop people copying it?
Exactly. That's the next big step. Protecting the IP, basically, of the plant. Because, its popularity exploded, and suddenly everyone was calling everything Kush if it smelled kind of piney or whatever.
Right. The name gets diluted.
Totally. So Josh and his inner circle, Kenji, Blake, those guys, they added OG to the name. That was like their stamp, their mark of authenticity.
In the OG itself, there's debate about what that meant.
Yeah, you hear different stories. Some say ocean grown because it came from Florida near the ocean.
Makes sense.
Others maybe thought original gangster, linking it to the street culture that adopted it so fast.
Yeah.
But for Josh and his crew, it was straightforward. OG meant original.
The real deal.
Exactly. The true cut from that one Florida survivor. And this wasn't just branding, it was crucial for, technically preserving it. They were working with a clone, remember? Genetically identical.
Right, you got to keep that line pure.
You got to protect it from degrading or getting accidentally crossed with something else. Meticulous work.
And demand is booming, so they can't just stay in one closet. Scaling up must have been intense. How do they do that safely? Keep the quality.
Well, this is where Josh D's business sense really kicks in. They didn't build one giant, obvious grow-up. That's too risky. Instead, they set up dozens of smaller spots all across LA, decentralized.
The trap houses?
Those were the trap houses, just normal-looking rental houses. But inside, packed. Lights, tables, hydro setups, and crucially, the original OG cut in every single one.
Why was that network of small spots better than one big place?
Risk management, plain and simple. If one house gets raided or compromised, you don't lose everything. The whole operation isn't wiped out. It was a systematic supply chain. Decentralized, yeah, but producing huge volume all consistent, high-quality stuff from that single genetic line while spreading out the risk.
And that consistency, that quality,
Yeah.
that leads to the next big move, right? The Bay Rum breakthrough in '97.
Yeah, taking it north. Josh drives the OG up to the Bay Area, home turf for the established NorCal growers. First smoke-off.
Big test.
Huge test. The Bay was, the proving ground, full of knowledgeable people, and it didn't just do okay. It apparently just crushed everything else up there.
Wow.
And strategically, they left a cut up there. That cemented OG's reputation across the whole state, turned it from an LA secret into a California powerhouse.
That's fascinating, though, because the success wasn't just the genetics. It was tied to the tech they were using in those rooms.
Absolutely. Josh D was quick to adopt and really perfect new methods. He saw the potential in high-intensity indoor growing combined with hydroponics.
Growing without soil.
Right, using mineral nutrient solutions in water. That was a game changer for them.
Why was hydro so revolutionary compared to, say, the big outdoor farms up north?
Control and consistency. Outdoor growing, you're dealing with weather, pests, seasons, long cycles.
All right. Variable.
Very. Hydro lets you dial everything in. Nutrients, light cycles, environment, 2004-7. You get faster harvest, denser buds, and most importantly, for a premium product, absolute consistency. Potency, flavor, smell, batch after batch.
And he didn't just use hydro, he developed his own recipe.
Yeah, specific nutrient mix. Mapped out this whole strategy for quality control across all those LA spots. Super meticulous.
And that technical edge, that consistency, it directly fuels this price revolution, right? The economics just flip.
Oh, completely. Before OG Kush really hit its stride, a good pound of outdoor from NorCal might fetch, what, $2,000? Maybe $3,500 on a good year?
Standard top-tier price back then.
Right. But by the late 90s, early 2000s, this LA indoor stuff, it was demanding crazy prices. It was a year-round luxury good.
And the peak price they mention is just staggering. Josh was pushing it to $8,000 a pound.
$8,000 per pound. That wasn't just high. It sent shockwaves through the whole industry.
Yeah.
Nobody had seen prices like that for flour.
And that price point signals this massive shift in power geographically.
Totally. LA's weed economy just rocketed. That indoor systematic approach made LA the undisputed epicenter for exotic, high-priced flour.
It challenged the dominance of NorCal.
Permanently, yeah. The market suddenly had this new ultra-premium category, driven by LA indoor.
And this being LA, culture jumps on board fast.
Yeah.
The hip-hop connection was huge.
Oh, immediate. And organic, kinda. Josh D's network, guys like Brett, they had direct lines to people like Be Real, Kenji from Cypress Hill.
Okay.
Once those guys started talking about OG, rapping about it, demand just went stratospheric.
Everybody wanted it.
Everybody. Snoop, Dre, Exhibit, all the big names in LA hip-hop and beyond. They wanted the real OG. It went from being just a product to a status symbol. It literally became culture.
Which brings up that interesting side note. That same original grow room, that little trapdoor closet setup, it wasn't just OG Kush that came out of there.
That's right. It also gave birth to another legend, pre-98 Bubba Kush.
Wow.
That came from seeds that apparently popped up from a cross between the OG cut and a Bubba plant in that same room.
The genetic potential in that one tiny space, incredible.
It's staggering, yeah. Lays the foundation for multiple iconic strains.
It really underscores Josh D's whole philosophy about his role, doesn't it? He always says, never claim to invent, only to preserve.
Exactly. He took on that role, keeper of the cut, protecting that specific valuable genetic line once the market started trying to copy it and water it down.
And that preservation work isn't just history. He's still doing it.
Right. In 2018, he brought all that knowledge into the legal market, launched Josh D Farms, scaled up with Calyx Peak.
Still focused on that original lineage.
Absolutely, and still getting results. 2019 Emerald Cup, they swept the mixed light category with strains directly related to that original line. Ghost OG, Dynasty, Motor Breath.
So the quality, that unique profile, it's still recognized. Peerless.
Still stands out, even in today's crazy competitive market.
So, looking back at the whole story, single clone, hidden closet, trap houses, 8K per pounds. It really shows the power of recognizing something unique, controlling it, and defending it.
Yeah.
Josh D protected the cut that just completely rewired California weed.
It's a masterclass, really, in preservation, not necessarily invention, right? The plant existed. The genius was seeing its unique value, protecting that specific line through careful cloning, and then building this incredibly disciplined, systematic way to scale it, using tech like Hydro to make a luxury product nobody else could match.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. This whole OG Kush legend hinges on defending the original right when the market was scrambling to copy it.
So think about this in your own work, your own life. What steps do you take? How do you safeguard something original, something valuable you possess or created, when everything around you seems designed to commoditize it or imitate it? That battle for originality, it's always ongoing.
Something to think about. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.